Oh, yeah, that's the sweet, sweet sounds of another episode of the Social Distance Drinking Club. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the Adams today. The Adams are here. Adam G and Adam full last name Ledford, because he chose to spell it out and differentiate himself on today's episode. Brett Barry is not here. We miss him. At the moment, he is making a social distance drive to go see, I believe, the in-laws, correct? So he's up there.
Going to the Great Northwest.
He took his time. He secluded himself, right? He quarantined himself for a few days since they got tested. And he is on his way up to see the in-laws and head up to Washington State. Thank you guys for joining us for Booze News tonight, where we talk about news, but do it in a very, whatever manner. And play.
We do the news with booze. That's basically it.
It is indeed. For those of you joining us just now, thank you for joining. And as always, please tell us what you're drinking in the comments. Type it in. We'll show everybody what you're having, but we'll start at the top. Mr. Adam Ledford, what are you having in your glass?
I'm going to poll the crowd. You guys tell me what I'm going to drink. I have the Fuck COVID Pilsner because it seemed appropriate. I got the new Drecker Brain Squeeze Smoothie Sour. Blackberry and cucumber. Sounds really interesting. Tried the Brains Passion Fruit one last night. It was unbelievably good. And Black Stack. Tried the dad jokes on Tuesday, but I have not tried the link in bio yet. So those are our options. Or do I just dome the whole Ghost Proton and make
it really complicated? I was trying to follow along, make a custom banner because you didn't warn me ahead of time. We were pulling the crowd for 4 drinks. I would have been happy to do it too. But hey, guys, tell us what you're drinking in the comments. Adam Green, what have you cracked open with your I'm going to Havana hat on? I hope it's tropical.
No, it's Double Dry Hopped United from Pure Project.
Nice.
Picked it up last weekend. They had the 4-packs going. They had just released it at the Balboa Park location. And I tried it on draft. It was phenomenal. I kind of wish I'd bought more of it. But given the limited luggage space we had and all the beers we brought back, it was just a 4-pack. But it's delicious.
I did get a kind social distance delivery to my garage today from our dear friend and fan of the show and friend of the show, Sam Frazier. It was a large box, and there was...
Do we have a winner?
Ice packs. Wait, do we have a winner?
I just didn't want to wait anymore, and I was like, all right, Beer Bob, let's do this.
Oh, yeah, there was a vote.
Well, I don't think that was a vote. Was there? Okay, fine. Beer Bob, you are the influential person in this conversation right now. So you have chosen Adam Ledford's beer. Guys, tell us what you're drinking in the comments. We want to know what everybody's sipping on right now. I have made a mojito, but this is a True-hito, because there's Truly instead of soda water. So Truly, if you're listening, we're trying again, baby. We're trying again so hard. I've turned this into a substitute for soda water with the help of our dear friend Brandon Casey. Tons of mixology was involved.
I feel like it being a replacement for soda water does not speak highly of Truly.
Shh, nobody asked you.
I feel like if you muddle 1/4 of one lime in that drink, it is an order of magnitude above the entire production run of fruit that they've ever used in Truly soda.
And I feel like this is why they still haven't sent me a proposal.
Oh, that's the reason, definitely.
Sorry.
PJ said we still need to drink bourbon, not bourbon, because a good bourbon is going to ruin your day.
You know what they say? A bird in the hand is worth...
Yikes. Guys, if you're just joining us, tell us what you're drinking in the comments. This is going to be a fun one. Enough wine. Where are you, Jackie? Tell us. Tell us now.
He doesn't know.
We want to know. We want to know. Please tell us. And PJ says he's drinking some type of cocktail with mint in it. That's half of every mediocre mixologist's repertoire. Mint.
Wait, are you dogging on his cocktail after you made your True-hito?
You mean the one with mint?
Is he just running commentary and saying, Yusuf, drinking some sort of cocktail with mint in it?
He may or may not be in the other room drinking a cocktail very similar to mine with mint. Boys,
double dry happy now. I should have brought more of it. I'm sorry, guys.
I got a lot of beer delivered to me today, and thank you, Adam Green, for the 2 bottles of Hazelsaurus Rex, or that might be, as I like to call it, the highest untapped rating I've ever given to a beer.
3.5.
Yes, well, 3.6.
No, but Yusuf, thank you for the prompt payment of those, for those beers.
You know what? I paid Rob and I forgot to pay you. I'll get to you.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, worry about paying.
Can I pay you in COVID-19 payments?
I mean, it's kind of clever, but I don't know what that even means.
I just heard Julie over my shoulder, and she goes, "Wah wah."
Okay, we don't have a dad joke banner that we could toss on the screen, but I've got a couple of dad jokes, so it'll be all right.
A sad trombone, though.
I recycled the can.
I will say this: I may very well grab that bottle before the end of the show, but the Hazelsaurus Rex from Pure Project Pure, if you're listening, this is an honest opinion, is probably, top 3 easy, but maybe the best stout I've ever had, and it tastes like the inside of a Ferrero Rocher. It's so good. It's so good.
It's delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that you guys both independently texted me to tell me about how good the beer was, that there was no chance that I was going to get to drink.
Not me. I wasn't part of that, I don't think.
Oh, was it Yusuf and Brett?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't do something like that, Adam. I forgot.
No, I would not to you.
And a handful of other very nice people that got a chance to have it. But we've all had it at this point, and it's great. So, Salt River Lager from Historic. I don't think I've had that lager, by the way. I haven't been to Historic in a while, and I haven't seen that down here in Phoenix.
Yeah, Salt River, definitely in the news this week. No tubing.
No tubing.
You want to go tubing? No tubing.
No tubing. A lot of things got closed up because welcome to Shutdown 2.0. Or is this 2.1? I don't know what to call this one.
Shutdown 2 Electric Boogaloo.
It's just, here we are. We're back at it, and hate to say we all told you so, but we did.
We told you so.
Yeah.
We definitely told you so.
I'm taking this moment to. We did.
I kind of expected Brett to jump in really quick with a "I told you so" as well, just joining us, just dropped into that line.
Wait, hang on. He just tweeted about it. So
yeah, if he was here, he would have said, "quote I told you so."
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he would have used some adult words.
Which he would have. He's been very passionate about it, and maybe because he had to cancel a wedding, but. It is what it is. But this is a great time to remind you guys to wash your hands and masks are sexy.
Masks are sexy.
God, you look so good in a mask.
Thank you. It's very nice to hear that
I'm gonna do something here.
The top half of my face is good for you.
I mean everyone. You collectively, anyone who's watching, you look so good in a mask. God,
Not that one. Hold on. I'm going to fix this for you. Masks, plural.
I thought that was plural.
Masks. Hey-yo.
Now it's right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
But yeah, we got the social distance drinking club masks. Tammy and I, we went to grab some food today, and she was wearing hers, and the person was like, "I like your mask," commented on it. Of course, I would have liked for them to ask, "So what is that?" And I could have promoted the show, but
I've had people tell me when they see the social distance drinking club masks, or when people see them as they're wearing them at like a Costco or something, they're like, "How do I join this club? Where do I go?" You're all welcome. Everybody's welcome to the club.
It's really not exclusive of a club.
Just hit the share button. That's all you have to do. Do it right now. Do it. He's talking GABF gold medal winner, as I understand it. I believe that's the Salt River Lager. Seriously, then we apparently have to try it.
It's actually a golf medal winner, and it pairs well with Burden. You're in the club, whether or not you can spell. That's how we are. We do not have any academic requirements to be in the social distance drinking club.
Who hasn't made a typo so far tonight now on the show?
Oh, God.
Do typos count on the internet? Like, what if we're watching on our phones? Can't we just... I mean, people use that swipe thing where you just run your finger across the screen and hope the words happen.
I don't think it counts anymore. I mean, like words and language are a construct, and if they're accepted and you get the point across, now less than ever does it matter. I mean, my fat fingers on my phone screw up stuff constantly. So
I'm convinced that typing with like your thumb and swiping around the screen in caps lock is just an excuse to make typos. Just swipe around in caps lock and hope for the best.
I just, as the resident journalist in here and the writer and editor, I do not agree with this. Typos don't count when they're on the internet.
Did you just say resident journalist?
Yes.
Comparatively. That's fine. That's totally okay. That's great.
I'm just saying, like, I do not stand in agreement with you on that typos don't count on the internet. Just gonna put that out there. You guys do you, but it saddens me how many adults screw up such basic words. It does.
I'm going to ask the audience, do typos count on the internet? Just because I'm curious.
I hope you make a typo in the question.
In a non-professional sense, like certainly if there's typos on like a website or in a journalistic article, I immediately am like, who wrote this? I don't feel comfortable trusting this source or buying anything. There we go.
Friend of the show,
I'm Brandon
Casey, one of our cocktail correspondents, clearly typing in all caps. That means something to some.
No, this is a family-friendly show. He should not be saying shit like that.
That's really rude. And somewhere on the internet, that means something. Probably in the deep web. I think it's called the Onion. That too.
What have we done?
We started a trend. Wow.
What have we done? What have we done?
Have we been hacked?
You guys could have at least written entire sentences. They didn't have to make sense. The dog jumped over the fence would have been perfectly fine.
He actually just fell asleep from his minty drink.
Well, hey, while you're watching all of these terrible typos at the bottom, take a look at the link at the bottom, too. It's not a link, but a URL, socialdistancedrinking.club.com. You can buy a shirt like the one Adam Ledford is wearing. Show everybody your sweet shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Get one of those.
It's real comfy.
I think the only time typos count on the internet, personally, is if I'm getting into an argument with someone, because it's very easy to just start with that. It's petty, and I will admit it. But
it does. No, when I see typos in an argument, I'm like, you already lost because you're dumb. And it does. I mean, it's a typo. They happen. Like I have them too, but I understand what you're saying. Like you see those typos, you're like, well, this discounts everything they had to say because I used the wrong form of there. You know, like if you can't spell there right, then what do you have to say that matters to me?
Well done. Slow clap, Chris.
I respect that.
That's good.
Did we get Jeff's? Is it typos?
Yeah, that's a blood type, I think.
Yeah, and apparently they're immune to COVID.
Dude, did you ever see Typo E Negative in concert? God damn, they were.
Is that a band?
Typo Negative is a band. Was a band. Yeah.
Why are band names so simple yet so hard to recognize as band names?
Because they're like beer names. They can be anything.
Like there's not like a Muslim punk rock band called Shoe Left Behind at the Mosque anywhere. So, you know, I mean, it's just,
are you sure about that?
Prove us wrong.
Said it out loud. This is the internet. I think it's called Rule 52. It exists now. It does.
My head hurts after reading Chris's comment, and I just need to.
You're not Yusuf, you're not talking about Rule 34, are you? Where
that's the one, 52, 34, 42. I'm calling a really good play by Tim Tebow right now.
Order 66.
Hey. Now, yeah, Star Wars fans. Okay, you guys have some sort of voice assistant speaker in your homes, both of you, do you not?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a Google Home.
Have either of you set it up to say, Alexa, execute Order 66?
Well, we have Google Homes, so that probably wouldn't do anything.
I have a Google Home.
Or whatever.
Does it work on the Google Home?
Well, I mean, you have to set it up. That's what I'm saying. you guys claim that you're such amazingly huge Star Wars fans, but you didn't even take advantage of amazing technology. And
that's because
we're a great Star Wars joke.
We like the Jedi. We don't want Order 66. Like that's.
It really exists. This sadly and unfortunately really exists. You can set up your Google Home according to Reddit to do this, and I'm going to show everyone right now apparently, and go to Reddit completely blind. But there it is. You can tell your Google Home to execute Order 66. I'm sorry, I don't have an inhibitor chip because we're all Jedi.
Oh my God!
Get out of here with that garbage.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Amazon is is imperial, and Google is a rebel.
I thought that there was something with TV or with things coming through digitized speakers where digital home assistants would not respond to their names. So my bad, Chris. Today I learned that I can too execute Order 66.
I've been in someone's home and ordered things on their Alexa because they didn't have the voice recognition set up.
We're just blowing you up because there's a kitty behind you, and I think people want to see the kitty.
Yeah.
But I have done that, and if you don't set voice recognition up on your Google Home or Alexa, Alexa's way more prone to it. You can just let anybody in your home order things. So when a friend of actually Chris and I, went to the restroom, we were at his house a year or two ago. We just started ordering Huggies and toilet wipes and whatever else we could get it to order.
Little did you know you were doing him a favor, like a couple years down the road when he would need those things.
Oh, he found out very quickly since all those notifications went to his phone while he was on the toilet.
Brandon Casey.
Wow. Order 69, I don't think it's on the menu. It's on the secret menu at Whataburger. It's not on the menu right now.
They just take the buns and they rotate them 180 degrees.
So, guys, we're back in Shutdown 2.0. Series 6, Series 7 licenses are closed. Series 12s, and I believe there's another series. Do you know it, Adam? Is it 16? Is that right?
Gosh, 6 and 7 are the big ones. There's a few different. 3s and 12s, and a handful of other food service-based licenses are still open. So,
right. So we've seen
3s are macro brews, but you know what I'm saying. If you can serve food or you're not protected under the brewing clauses, then you're okay.
The brewing clause was actually a nice little window for people in that industry right now, and I know that has been talked about. Some of them have gone back to doing just to go only. I know Wilderness did. They're back to go only.
Just going to point this out here. It means Tammy's actually watching the show, which she never does. So this is really exciting for me.
You are not selling this show to any of our sponsors at all on this episode.
No, that's just like she really likes this show. Like she's enjoying this one because she's watching. Like we're improving.
Great show, guys. We'd love to get you to pay us, but my fiance doesn't watch it.
She clearly does now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The quality of content that will get even our family to watch.
To be fair, she's usually sitting right next to Adam. So
true.
Is she not?
No, my dog's lying down here, but Tammy's another one. She just started laughing though.
We'll take Pup Cam. Do we get Pup Cam?
Yeah. Can we get Dexter Vision? Oh.
There you go, guys.
Hey,
a quick moment of zen for everyone. It's Dexter. He's a lot of fun. So Series 6, Series 7 closed down. A lot of things have closed down. We know our friend Brandon Casey, for example, has had to shut down their bar. O'Kelly's, one of my old standbys, closed. And this is going to affect small business, which, again, sucks to say it. We saw it coming, but we're going to see a lot of people get affected by this. And shutdown number 2, if you guys remember on one of the episodes, we had our friend Matt James from Seattle on, and he talked about how they were trying to extend their closure because they weren't sure if they could handle a second shutdown. We're going to see some scary times, and hopefully people are going to make it through this. But it's definitely something that was necessary. However, unfortunate economically and business-wise for a lot of these people, especially places that put a ton of money and effort into buying ingredients and supplies and rehiring everybody, and now they're just.
Well, restaurants, I guess, unlike, and this is just Arizona, I know, and other locations is different, but I think restaurants, if they serve food, they can still have dine-in seating, which is questionable, I guess. But, it's just like bars are the ones who are really hit hard, and apparently gyms, too, who serve alcohol. So,
yeah, because Lifetime Fitness serves booze, apparently, but, I didn't have a membership to a Lifetime Fitness after, I don't know, when I was with my family. I think a friend of the family, we did a family plan thing. I haven't been to a Lifetime Fitness that was a country club where I could show up and smoke a cigar and drink scotch.
If I knew there was booze there, I probably would have considered joining back in the day. They really buried the lead in terms of what Lifetime Fitness was all about.
Oh man! Well, speaking of pointing fingers and casting blame, let's talk about the actions of some of the businesses who weren't responsible. And
let's.
Why are we?
There's no apostrophe in gyms there. It's not possessive, Yusuf.
That's you're right. You can call me out today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Adam has a point. Hey, which of the two of you has spent more time in a journalism job?
Oh, that's definitely me.
Oh, well, then I think he has to qualify as our resident journalist.
That's it. I know. I like him.
I wrote an article before the show today that I got paid to write. Yeah, that happens still.
Did you just income flex on everybody?
On you, yes.
Well, on the topic of gyms with booze, I thought it was funny that they also tried to use their liquor license to stay open as a gym. So, solid, looking for loopholes. That's the business way to do things. But no, stop it. Don't do that. No more huffing and puffing and then drinking.
Isn't it upsetting? I know we're probably on the same page here. And with Shutdown 2.0, it's the ones that opened up and then have to close back down again. But it's part of me feels like if you're going to shut things down, do everything. Restaurants should be the same thing, because the reason you're shutting down bars is not all that different from the reason you'd want to shut down dining in restaurants as well. And I understand if they're doing everything right, social distancing and masks when they're not at their tables and all that, then maybe it's okay. But it's kind of being proven now that inside situations are as dangerous as they get for people. Dining outside, if there's enough space in between and all that, you're probably okay. But inside is a problem, whether you're in a bar or a restaurant. So just because they're serving food doesn't change the danger of COVID-19 spreading in that area.
Well, go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, you can look at different states and really see that proved out just anecdotally without knowing anything else. In Michigan, for example, in March, it's still very cold and everybody's inside. And their rates spiked like a mofo early on. And now it's beautiful and everybody can be outside, and they're experiencing the opposite of what we do because it's so friggin' hot. And now their rates are really, really nicely dissipating. And hours are spiking. And shockingly, Florida's are spiking. Oh, congratulations, Florida. You took our name out of the headlines for one day. Thank you.
Tip our caps to you, Florida.
Yeah, way to go with your 10,000 reported cases.
I will point out this. I don't know how, and maybe there's some sort of statistic that speaks to this, but I don't think the license defines the responsibility of that business, because there are certain businesses that were probably operating under 6s and 7s that were being responsible, keeping their capacity to a minimum. And we've somehow defined it as a license issue, probably based on a preconceived notion that if you're a 6 or 7, you're just feeding people alcohol and not food, and people are just coming in there to be around each other. So that sucks that this is what has happened to a small group of people in this situation. Did we need to probably extend our shutdown originally and not just go beep, figure out what happens? Yes. Under these circumstances, this is tough for a lot of business owners. And that's, I lend my heart out to them, because small business owners who are going through this are having a hard time right now.
Oh, absolutely. And to the extent that too, maybe we should have stayed closed, shut down a little bit longer, but also when we opened things up, there was a better way to do it than, hey, everyone, be responsible with zero enforcement, zero mask mandates. Because I was in San Diego last weekend, right? We talked about this on Tuesday, how there's a lot more things we can do outside in San Diego, but there was great mask compliance. And even the restaurants and places that had indoor stuff, they were super spaced out. You had to wear your mask when you were everywhere but at your table. If you got to go to the restroom, have to have your mask on, and anywhere but the table, your mask had to be on. And like, I know California's having their issues too. And San Diego, they went with a huge shutdown this week, which almost seems like it wasn't as necessary, but they're trying to get ahead of it. Whereas Arizona, and we can only speak for us here, is definitely playing from behind, playing catch up. Like, we opened up with zero, just hoping that place would do the right thing. And many did. Many places did do the right thing, but there were enough that didn't, and now everyone's getting screwed because of it. You know, the places that did it right, and as we were talking about, the places that did it the right way are lumped in with places that aren't doing it the right way or haven't done the right way, because you can't just pick and choose. You know, and at times you have to do blanket things and have full compliance. Otherwise, this is what happens.
Yeah, the my heart breaks the most from a business sense. My heart breaks the most for someone who was running a bar and doing it right, who spaced their tables out, who in any other situation you consider left money on the table, but they didn't look at it like that. And they said, we're just doing it the way it needs to be done because we care about our customer safety and we care about the general population safety. And we're going to try to do what's right to keep our place open. And they don't have the benefit of the doubt anymore because some customers were stupid and some bars absolutely allowed people to be stupid in their establishments. And some bars 100% violated the most basic code of ethics and let employees work. I know we're going to talk about that, but let infected employees not be reported and still come to work.
They damn well did. We are going to talk about that because it's Booze News tonight, and we are going to bring up a couple of stories and also play the Booze Name game. We're going to get a little lighthearted here in a minute. I'm going to make a ton of jokes about most of these stories, by the way. But a friendly reminder from your friends at the Social Distance Drinking Club: wear a mask and wash your damn hands, you nasty. Why y'all nasty? Just wash your hands. Just do it. Just wash your hands.
Should do that anyway, but especially now.
I don't care if you sing Itsy Bitsy Spider or the Star Spangled Banner. Wash your hands. It's 4th of July, actually, so sing the Star Spangled Banner while you wash your hands. Please.
If that's what it takes.
If that's what it takes, I'm in. It's totally fine.
It's a perfect time. It's better than happy birthday 3 times or whatever you're supposed to do.
How quickly do you sing happy birthday?
Oh, wait, that's toothbrushing. Sorry.
Zizou's having a lot of fun being a part of the show today, by the way, guys.
We're having a lot of fun with Zizou on it.
There he is.
There we go.
Having a good time. I want to hit the first story on our list today as Zizou tries to turn me into mincemeat. But we've got the Tempe Bar Varsity Tavern. Nowhere that I think any of us have been.
I've not.
But boy, oh boy, did this surprise me. They are under investigation for allegedly letting employees with COVID-19 keep working. I heard rumors of this happening from industry people. I heard rumors that this was an issue. People were concerned that they heard someone might have felt sick, things like that. But
Yusuf, we are having a lot of trouble hearing you currently.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what.
I heard him fine.
It might be me.
It's an Adam Ledford.
I'll check me.
Yeah, and we could wait for other Adam to get back here, but this story of all the ones that have come out upset me the most.
I know it did. And
we're seeing this from other restaurants too. I think Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers I read today has had a similar issue. And like we all, when the shutdown happened, a lot of us, and I know we talked about it too, we felt an obligation to support businesses, right? To order takeout, carry out, delivery, to do everything we could because we knew it was tough. And we felt that was like our responsibility to these businesses and these establishments that we appreciate. It was on us to spend a little bit more to make sure that they could get through this as easily or as well as they could. But likewise, businesses have a responsibility to their communities. And if you're telling if you know your employees are sick with COVID-19, I assume if they knew they tested positive and you're saying, come to work, never mind that they're going to work, the employees have responsibility too, to like, I'm going to stay home. But if the business knows they're sick, you shouldn't let them anywhere near your establishment. Say, stay home. Because you owe that to your patrons, to your customers, and to your fellow employees. Like, this is how these things happen. This is how pandemic happens because people are irresponsible and selfish, and like that's how it goes. And that's
exactly what this is. This is selfish. It's 100% irresponsible. But the fact that weeks after, I mean, it's on Mill Avenue, guys. Weeks after Casa had that whole shindig the day we opened back up when we clearly shouldn't have, that this is happening, and they were telling employees not to worry about it. That's insanity.
It's such a betrayal of trust.
And it is, and it's insulting to the business owners who tried to do the right thing. And if they had an issue, we know for a fact, like, for example, Santan weeks ago had a positive case, and they just closed. They shut down. They gave up.
They did the same thing. They had one case, they closed down.
Yeah.
To Beer Bob, to your point, they did suspend their license, and currently, at the time of the last article that I read, the head of the liquor license board is trying to get it permanently revoked, because also this is the third time that this organization has had their license suspended. They overserved some dude, and he fell out of the second balcony window and was very injured, and that cost them like $24,000. And then a couple of years before that, they were serving minors, and they got busted on like 4 counts of underage serving. So,
no, we're not going to throw anybody under the bus for that shit, because on Mill Avenue, I guarantee that is happening. Man,
but I think it speaks to a trend that these guys are just irresponsible, and in this case,
a pattern of behavior. Yes,
irresponsibility is going to affect other people who went to that bar trusting that it was safe.
Yes,
and are now finding out that it absolutely.
Grain freeze.
We're freezing a lot today. This is bad.
In general, though, this is just bad for anybody to do. Like, come on, guys. Like, if you're running a business and somebody shows up and they're sick, let them call out. Let them be sick. I know that for some reason our work ethic is just like, be there, go to work. I don't care if you get a cold, whatever, but not during a pandemic. If somebody calls you and says they don't feel well, fine. If they call you like 16 times in 3 weeks, maybe there's a problem with their work ethic.
I have to wonder what the series of events. I mean, I really do want to hear the other side of this, and I also doubt we'll ever hear just a real honest accounting of what happened. But like, I am having trouble as a former bar manager, as a former brewery GM. I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out what sequence of events has to happen where you don't just tell that person to go the fuck home. Like, I don't get it, because you're like, just your capacity to run a business and your capacity to even run a shift, if it's just a key holder or something, you have to be responsible for a lot of things. And like, I don't get it. It doesn't make much sense. But like I say, it's a story I don't know if we'll ever hear. And very clearly, their failure to report is a problem, no matter what the conversation look like with that employee.
Now we got to keep in mind we're looking at a bar called Varsity Tavern, and not to poo-poo on my old college strip, but that is a terrible name, guys.
One thing to what Adam said too is that they didn't report. There's a lot of places that aren't reporting, and I don't know if I'm a customer and I went to a place and dined in. Like, we haven't dined in for that very reason, because the inside thing, don't trust that and all. But if they found out that there was someone during the time that I was there that was positive for COVID-19, I'd like to know. That's how contact tracing works, right? I'd be like, oh crap, I should go get tested and not be around people until I am tested. Like, that's how you get through this. And for places to not understand that. And the thing is, like, at this point, we're how many months into this pandemic? We're almost 4 months into this thing.
Yeah.
No. Like, this isn't like I didn't know that this was that transmittable, or I didn't know it was dangerous if I was asymptomatic. Like, and if you don't, I don't believe you. So it's like, you have that responsibility to your customers. Like, if I was a customer there, if I was going to Varsity Tavern, which I never have, I certainly wouldn't go back. And I'm trying to keep an eye on the businesses that are having the same issues, not just them, but others that I would go to that are doing the same thing. I don't plan on spending my money there ever again, because if they're not going to have respect for me as a customer, why should I have respect for them as a business?
I want them to get canceled.
There's a longer conversation to be had here, and there's probably people putting certain things ahead of others. But I'll leave this at our take on this, but letting people know that, like, this is something that's happening, and we're going to see places apparently get held responsible for something like this is the piece of news that is most important, because I'm glad that we are holding people responsible for being irresponsible. That's important.
Better late than never.
It sure as hell is. Yeah, it sure as hell is. I do want to go to a quick tweet that Adam Green had sent me to lighten things up for a moment. It is kind of funny. because
really funny.
One of our friends of the show, obviously, is Mr. Earl Watford, who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. And I saw this today. And Adam, tell us more.
Yeah, this Smug Brewing from, I think, the New England area, they have this thing called Traderade, and anyone who knows football knows that's a play on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers logo. And the thing I read said it was about, they were kind of salty about Tom Brady leaving. Even like the capture, like the beer style talks about how we came with the idea for this beer a year ago, then we decided to retire it. You know, we said we were going to come back to it, but we never did, which could be a Tom Brady thing. And it's clever on the fact that the Patriots got rid of Tom Brady. So it's about him. They released him. Like, they let him go as a free agent. That's not on Brady. Now, if it's about Gronkowski, who retired and then unretired to go to Tampa Bay, maybe. But I mean, it's cool can art. So
I wonder if they're going to get any cease and desist, because that's like, how many copyright violations are they going for in one image there?
I think it's hilarious, personally. But we do know we've got a few friends of the show and guests who are Tampa Bay fans. Obviously, Bridget, for example, a big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. It's funny because I saw it, and I saw it in passing while I was driving. I saw your message, and yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I picked up my phone while I was driving. It was at a red light. But I saw it and set my phone down. And I'm like, that looked very Buccaneers-like. And if you remember the message I sent you a while later, I was wondering what it was. And now I know. So yeah, they're real sour and they're real salty. There you go.
It's great. It's great.
It's clever. If not a little misguided, it is clever.
Indeed. We got one more story for you guys on Booze News, and then we're going to hit some beer names real quick. But this thing is actually like we've got the Booze Name game coming. This thing is the COVID game. Somebody had
to play that game.
Yeah.
I don't like this game. I don't like this game at all.
This game sounded terrible. And I saw it in the news and thought it was fake. There was no way this was possible. But ABC 15, Alabama students holding coronavirus parties. They throw cash into a bucket, and then whoever contracts the disease first wins the money?
I think they have people who are COVID positive at the parties too. Like, they invite them, and I want to get off this planet.
This is Darwin Awards, like, guaranteed medal if someone dies, right? Like, you win. Like, good job.
It's Corona Roulette. There's not a lot of detail in the story. Basically, it just says that they would throw some cash into a bucket, and that's the way the game works. So
and I would not expect something this dumb out of a bastion of intelligence such as Alabama. Like, that is surprising.
If this is your insult for Bama, this is not good. You just ruined the other half of our alienated.
No, I mean, they have institutions of higher learning, you know, and it's Alabama. There's a very intelligent youth in Alabama.
I hope this is a hoax, honestly. But also, it was time to go after the SEC, since I single-handedly alienated all of the Pac-12 Tuesday. So SEC, I guess it's our time. I'm not saying anything bad against the Georgia Bulldogs ever. But no, I do hope this story is a hoax. That's all that's in my mind. I know.
I don't think it is, though.
And it's reported across a bunch of different news channels or news outlets, but oh God, please don't be that stupid.
And I know it's like people, like young people generally don't die from this, but they're starting to learn that people have such like terrible lung damage and things. It's like, it's not just about dying. You're not going to enjoy your life if you can't breathe. So it spreads to people. Just don't do that. Like, eat Tide Pods instead. Don't do COVID parties.
You know what? No, cancel that. Don't tell people to eat Tide Pods, please. God damn it. I'm looking for a sponsor. Tide could have been one. I wash my clothes all the time. You're killing me, Adam Green. This is
good, clean marketing.
My clothes smell so fresh.
Your breath good too.
Thanks, Beer Bob. Guys, it's time for the beer name game. Or the booze name game, rather, as we've renamed it. And I can't wait to play. Adam Ledford, you got something lined up for us?
I do. Which of you fine gentlemen would like to go first?
Take your pick.
All right, Yusuf, here we go.
Oh boy.
All right. As always, don't look in the private chat for a minute.
And a quick description for everybody, the Booze Name Game is a sight unseen cue card, kind of like you've seen on Saturday Night Live. So it's the name of a beer we've never seen and the description, or a cocktail, given to another host. You guys can suggest your own. We'll use them on another show. Here we go.
All righty, Yusuf. You're ready to go. Tell us about this breaking news story.
Great. Breaking news out of Bend, Oregon, where the last operating Blockbuster in the world has just announced they're getting into the brewing business. Says the owner, we're going to take everything people know about Blockbuster Video, apply it to Blockbuster Brewing, which is to say we are going to stick with hopelessly dated concepts and ignore any common sense guidance with regards to styles or names. Our starting lineup will include Paying with a Check, Blueberry Wheat, with Phone Book, Fruited West Coast IPA. We were going to name one worshipping statues of dead Confederate generals. Right now. But Whiny Losers Summer Shandy tested much better in focus groups. Who knows? Maybe this time next
lost
year,
Alabama now.
maybe this time next year we'll be able to release MAGA Hat Amber Ale.
There we go.
Are you trying to ruin any future political career I possibly had a chance at?
Do I care if you alienate Confederate statue worshiping illiterates? No, I don't. Neither do you.
You can't put the guy who spent 6 months trying to grow a beard, who is Muslim, the Libyan who killed Doc outside of Montgomery Ward in the 1980s, in that position ever.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, now or in the recorded segment, I wrote that material, and poor Yusuf had no foresight or knowledge of that.
Out
I
of
did
context.
full ownership. Come at me, bro.
Well, you've ruined me. Thank you very much. And for that, I am going to hand you something way more interesting.
Oh, Lord. All right.
That kind of game.
Oh, I've got a good one for you, buddy. Here you go, Mr. Ledford. Read away.
I'm ready. MS-DOS won't comply. Your disk is feeling floppy. That 3.5-inch floppy won't do. This brew is full of nitric acid. You mean those old 5 1/4? There's a boatload of citrate. You need an 8-inch floppy to boot up this brew. It's the blue screen of death, old ale, a fusion of New World and Old World recipes that is sure to tickle all 486 of your processing taste buds.
I hope you enjoyed that.
The B-side. That was good.
That was the comeback for last week's Take It in the Can, by the way.
Oh, Take It in the Can was so funny.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah, I did. He was representing the aluminum producers of America, unleashing their new national campaign, Take It in the Can. And I had him say the phrase, I personally take it in the can every chance I get on vacation.
Fantastic.
That was good, Yusuf. I like that one.
What's the next one? Adam Green, your turn.
I think I got to read something.
Oh, I got one for you, Adam Green. All right, give me 1 second.
All right. For you guys tuning in, it's the Booze Name Game. Cue cards set unseen. They get to read what's in the private chat. They've never seen it before. A description for a drink they've never seen.
Okay. Almost there. You'd think that I would learn to keep it under the character limit to paste at one time, but I just can't stop myself. I love doing this so much.
Outspoken is what you are. We'll call you outspoken because that's the appropriate thing to say.
Indeed. Adam Green, whenever you are ready, sir.
Oh, fun. Hi, I'm Adam Green, and I want to tell you about my new brewery in planning. We control the Banks Brewing Company. early planning phase, I found a loophole where I was able to trademark the likeness of all my favorite celebrities for our exclusive use in can label art and names. I secured the rights to American supermodel Tyra Banks, Mr. Sunshine, Cubs legend Ernie Banks, even fictional characters like Fresh Prince's Carlton Banks, and the entire Banks family from Mary Poppins. Once I saw that my favorite people had a last name in common, the name for our brewery was just obvious. We control the Banks. Now all that's left is to get the final sign-off from the Illuminati, and it will be beer time.
Yay!
It
didn't go where you thought it was going to go.
I'm
going to pull this banner now.
Is it safe to come back? I just want to make sure it's safe to come back because I'll let my cat be the star of the show. But
Zizou's screwed. Like Zizou has no chance, but even Zizou's trying to hide now. Like I want nothing to do with this.
All right, the banner's gone. You're back in at a perfect time.
I just got here. I haven't been here. I just got here.
Who isn't Adam trying to offend tonight? You thought I was here for me talking about Alabama's intelligence. And I know you're saying, what intelligence? But that's not the point.
Wouldn't you buy a beer with Carlton Banks on the can? Yeah. Wouldn't you buy a beer with all the Mary Poppins crew on there? I mean, I think what you're doing is noble, Adam Green. It's noble.
I got one for Ledford here.
Oh no.
Who's next, boys? We're at 46 minutes. I want to knock these two out and thank everyone for being here. But God damn it, I don't want to be around this conversation. We control the Banks is not something I ever wanted next to my name, ever.
That I'm giving you guys comedy gold here.
Sure. Yeah. Zizou's uncomfortable.
Okay, the last remaining people who have forgotten to close out their window and discuss. What did you think? I thought it was pretty fun.
Adam Green, who's this for?
This is going to be for Mr. Ledford, but I have to do the two things because, like him, I don't know how to do the character limit.
That's okay. It's totally fine. We'll have to work on this another time. But thanks for hanging in there, guys. We're really enjoying having your company, and please tell us what you're drinking in the comments. It'll be a lot of fun.
There should totally be a Hillary Banks and an Uncle Phil beer. Oh, my God. I would drink the shit out of Uncle Phil. Come on.
All right, Mr. Ledford, we are ready in the chat when you are ready.
All right. Every beer tries its best. Like, even the bad beers want to be good. They just aren't. Sadly, it's not their fault they taste like rat piss that was aged in a dumpster. And hey, when comparing that to a beer that reminds you of the time you sharted while in the swimming pool, fucker, it doesn't seem so bad. That's the idea behind Grading on a Curve, a 6.8% IPA made that, depending on when you're drinking it, may taste more like a 7.6, featuring Amarillo, Apollo, and Aramis hops, because we know you really deserve some A's. This beer is definitely good enough. That was nice. That was very nice.
We got a
aged in a dumpster. Thank you, Robin Green. Thank you so much.
But this is a congratulations to you, really, because guys, if you've been watching, you know that Adam Ledford has been studying hard and taking exams. And we just found out today. What did you do? You get to skip your final, right? Because you passed everything.
Yeah, I got in my calculus class, I got 100 on all the homeworks, and I got 100 on all the 3 exams in the class. And so I have 100 in the class, and I don't have to take the final. So I feel marginally prepared for what's next.
It sounds like cheating.
It really held my interest. These jokes will get better exponentially. I'm done.
That's enough. Bad jokes. I got one more to send your way. This is a guest submission from Mr. Brandon Casey. I asked him to write a description, sight unseen, not knowing what this drink would be or what it was made of, for a cocktail. So this is a cocktail. Adam Green, it is in.
You farmed this out to Brandon Casey.
I did. I farmed this one out. There's a little bit of Yusuf in there and a little bit of Brandon, which sounds weird, but it's true.
All right.
All right, buddy. You ready?
I think so.
Game on.
You know when you get off the plane in San Diego, there's did you guys even edit this before you sent it to me? You know, I'm just going to read this. You know when you get off the plane in San Diego, there's that ethereal brine mixed with a tropical lime zest combined with a nice acidic tang and a great effervescent finish. Like you stepped in questionable things during a week of attempting to turn Pacific Beach into your own mini spring break. You've swallowed chlorine while using a surf machine. You've somehow managed to chew on sand. This cocktail really brings the beach to your life and your mouth.
It's the Palm Frond cocktail.
Okay, I didn't know the name. Yeah, I'm sorry. It wasn't in there.
It was there. The Palm Frond cocktail.
On the screen there, but not in the text. That's,
I'm sorry. I figured you see it in the text.
No, I was reading that.
I would. Guys, put some names. We'll use them next week. As honestly, at this point, we'll take somebody else's suggestions.
I got one for you, Yusuf.
Well, I'll take it, my friend. Let's do it. I'd let Zizou do it, but his English is really bad. Arabic, fantastic.
Not yet. It's another one that's a little bit, too long, apparently. At least I recognize that now.
It's a really short character limit. I think that, there's nothing wrong with the way we're doing it. I think it works fine.
We're going to workshop the hell out of this with my improv group, I promise.
I love it. I like it a lot.
All right, let me know when I should go.
You are ready to go whenever.
Boy, oh boy. All right. Most people finish their beers, but there are some who abandon them halfway through, you son of a bitch. Most people finish their beers, but there are some who abandon them halfway through. They're the worst because they don't even know if the beer may get even better as time goes on. With that in mind, we'd like to introduce Leave It at Halftime, a stout aged in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels that may start off a bit disappointing, but we assure you, you'll enjoy the finish. So remember, when you order this one, do not leave your friend. Leave it with your friend and drink until the glass is empty. The finish will be memorable, and you won't want to miss out on the experience. That's right. Leave it at halftime.
Slow clap. Holy crap. That was amazing.
That's the worst thing you could have done to me today after Tuesday's episode.
After what?
After Tuesday's episode.
That was fantastic.
I enjoyed it.
Well, in that case, boys, this is an absolute blast, and I'm going to go cry in a corner quietly.
Oh, that's the next beer name, Cry in a Corner. Let me write that down.
Fun Booze News tonight. Thank you guys for joining us, hanging out. Don't forget to throw in what you're drinking in the comments. Don't forget to check out socialdistancedrinkingclub.com, grab some merch, and hashtag us. Add us. We're Social Distance Drink Club on Instagram. So check us out there. Otherwise on Facebook, Social Distance Drinking Club. We would love to hear from you. And also, you can still do this late in the show. We'd love to see what people are drinking. Throw in what you're drinking right now. Gentlemen, this has been a lot of fun. And cheers to everyone. And cheers to you guys for watching another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. We'll see you on Sunday.
You guys don't like my jokes.